Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. So Special Ed was recently on on Drink Champs. I don't know why I mixed that up. Special Ed was
Mhm.
recently on Drink Champs and talked about how he believes as though the destruction of hip hop began with the emergence of NWA. So this is interesting. Maybe we should have done this one after the Sexy Red video because they are kind of somewhat related in terms of mind control.
Mhm.
But check this clip out. So again, this is Special Ed, old school hip hop guy, speaking on NWA, hip hop, and Wu Tang Clan.
Wu Tang.
Mm. Oh. Wu Tang.
Okay.
Wu Tang is for the kids.
Wu-Tang
Now,
for the
you know what?
children.
Besides that, man, Wu Tang was dropping knowledge and positivity.
Right.
You know, NWA brought the age of destruction.
Damn. Jesus Christ.
NWA brought the age of destruction to our children and our culture.
Wow.
Period. Hey, I respect all of them as men.
Right.
But as the art form, and you want me to speak on the art form, I'm gonna tell you what it is. That's where it started.
Wow.
That's where the agenda started, and that's where the destruction began.
Of gangster rap, you would give that to them, or was it Ice-T?
Well, Ice-T, yeah, Ice-T did that. I ain't say they started gangster rap, but what happened was when the president sent them that letter, they went ham with that shit.
Right.
Like, you know, and they had more of a presence. You know, Ice-T did his numbers back, you know, he did his thing. That's my OG too, Ice-T, but NWA ran away with it in such a way where it was like, for real?
Word.
That's all we gonna do?
Yeah.
You know, it was genius for them and they made millions of dollars off of it, but look at what it caused. You
They
feel
said
me?
fuck the police early.
Yeah. We always saying fuck the police, but they said it on record.
On record.
Absolutely. For the record. And I respect them for that too.
But NWA or
Very interesting.
All right, so yeah, we've also brought up the influence of NWA on this channel before in the past. What did you think about what Special Ed had to say there?
I mean, I nailed it, bro. Like I should put a clip. I should put a clip together. I should put a clip together where I literally said that bar for bar. And but yeah, man, that's I 1000% agree. He used the perfect words when you know the agenda started. You know, it got real messy after that. And so yeah, this does tie into the Sexy Red content because it's literally the same machine that was pushing an agenda for destruction. And look at the fruits of the NWA. Because it's not like, you know, crack did the situation, you know, it did the hood pretty bad. Right. But there was still some sense of community things happening to a degree, you know. But this whole glorifying drug selling drugs, this whole, you know, glorifying gang mentality and all this other stuff, you know, being a thug and all these other things, you know, that started in the early 90s. And it wasn't any sound sonically, as he mentioned, like NWA before. Like it may be a song here, but they were going on every track. Similar to like how we brought up before with Jeezy. There was people who talked about cocaine way before Jeezy started rapping. But it was how Jeezy put it. It's like, you're doing this on every song? And it's like, and every bar is about cocaine? Like, who does this? And it didn't stop. And then it started a trend. And so now these girls out here talking about selling box, you know, doing whatever, finessing men. And it's not just one song here once, it's every track. It's a whole persona. And so you can look back on each one of these forms of influence and then look at the impact that it's had on our community ever since that trend got started. So that's why I brought up and I said, hey, you thought Sexy Red was hitting the streets now. No, her impact is going to be felt 5 to 10 years from now. And so now we can look back. This empirical data. we can look back and see what's been going on since NWA came out, and it sparked a whole new form of rap, basically. And then it also created within the community a mindset that is geared towards self-destruction instead of self-improvement. And then last thing, and I'll let you go. We had also brought up a thing on here where it was Melly Mel, and he was talking about the origins of hip hop or whatever. And he was talking about basically Eminem and stuff. But the origins of hip hop, he should know. Well, he coined the term, and hip is for putting people on game. The hop is the dance, the bop part. You put the two together, it's putting you on game, on beat. So he says that hip hop is something that puts you on game. Rap is this garbage that started with NWA. So mumble rap is a product of rap, which is a product of NWA, not a product of hip hop. These are subgenres, and they got everybody hooked on rap. So the mind control is pervasive. This stuff has nothing to do with it. So for him to choose Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang is more hip hop than NWA. So I totally agree. I got more to say. How about you, bro? How do you feel about this, him?
Yeah, NWA by and large predates me. It's kind of before my time. They were around when I was alive, but I wasn't socially aware when NWA was at its height. However, you brought up Jeezy, and that's exactly where I was going to go. The dynamic that Special Ed was describing in his take reminds me of Jeezy to the T, because there were rappers who, like T.I., for example, T.I. will claim that he created trap rap first. And T.I. was around before Jeezy. However, Jeezy did it in such a way tonally, he took it to a whole different level, to where for me, I identify trap rap I identify the emergence of trap rap directly with Jeezy. Because the sound that Jeezy put out there, the way that those beats went, and how he rapped with the beats and how he flowed on the beats and went in with his ad libs and all of that. And like you said, how every song was built around the idea of you doing this hustling stuff. Nobody did it before him. So I attribute the emergence of it to him far more than any of his contemporaries, such as T.I., who will try to claim that they started it first. So that's kind of how I look at the NWA thing. Is you might look at it and say that type of mentality or tone or that form of rap or hip hop, because I do also agree with you that it is being conflated, was going on and it preceded NWA, but the way that they kind of took it to an entire new level, backed by an industry that was run by people who did not look like them, which is really the key to this whole situation. They took it to heights that were previously unparalleled. So I'm inclined to agree with him as well. And yes, you never know what the cultural ramifications of this form of content are until you are several generations removed from it. And people need to understand the importance of realizing that this stuff is fictional entertainment. It is not meant for you to replicate it in your everyday life on a daily basis, to where this is going to be the mentality that you sort of ingratiate yourself in. So I hear what he's saying. Again, I'm the last person to sit up here and pray tell to be some hip hop historian who can sort of dissect and pick and parse. Well, NWA was like this, but De La Soul was like this, and leaders of the new school and all of that stuff is before my time, quite frankly. But hearing the way he speaks on it, I can relate it to some of the things that are within my time to get an understanding of what he is trying to say. Because you do have a lot of these newer rappers in the game now who are Jeezy acolytes and who took what Jeezy started in the mid 2000s, ran with it, and now you have all of these little Jeezy disciples out here putting out this garbage music about, murder, death, kill, drug and gun bars in every other song. And those songs are what gets put on my Sirius XM more than the other music. So you can take that for what it's will. I do hear what he's saying, and I agree. And listen, man, it is what it is. The music is a pervasive form of content. It should not be perceived as real life, but you have a difficult time explaining to people who come from the same socioeconomic background as the people who put this music on, trying to tell them that it's not real life. But hey, guys, listen, this stuff isn't real. It's entertainment. You really should be listening to this music the same way that you go to the movie theater and watch a movie, because it really is all the same thing.
And last thing I'll say is, for anybody who may be thinking that I'm a little too harsh on the fact that this stuff is considered mind control, and you can separate fact from fiction and actually enjoy the entertainment while also not busting your guns or selling bricks of cocaine while you work your corporate job. I understand that. But here's a challenge that I'll give you. All right. Just listen to classical music for 5 days straight. Whatever form of music you listen to, current rap, old rap, R&B, whatever you currently listen to, don't. And listen to classical music for 5 days. I really want to say 7, but I'll give you 5. And watch how your thoughts change and your energy change. When you don't have somebody audibly barking orders to you on how to think, love, spend your money, missions in life, how to deal and cope with stress, these people are barking orders to you. You may not think it like that. It's just entertainment. Just listen to some classical stuff for 5 days. Then I bet by day 2 or 3, hell, it's going to be hour 1, if you want to be honest, you'll start to see that your patterns, your thought patterns are now changing. So give it a try and then let me know how it goes. And then from there, then maybe you probably put a little bit more credence, on the fact that this music does control minds. Because if it didn't, I would argue that look at life before NWA, look at life after, look at life before Lil Wayne and Jeezy and Future, look at life after. Now look at life after Sexy Red, and let me know how life goes after that. Wild stuff, man.
Yeah, definitely wild stuff.
Classical.
Yeah, that's good advice. Hopefully, somebody who watched this video will heed that. But yeah, it's crazy, man. This stuff is highly suggestive. Um, you know, it isn't as simple as thinking that it's just music. That's for sure.
Nah.